she doesn't like it because he just ran over her cat.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
You just killed her cat. Incredibly deep, shockingly deep.
Yeah.
I was like, at several moments, I was tearing up, actually.
It goes much deeper than most Cinderella movies will ever go, by hitting the true realities of emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Cinderella Zimmerman, get down here now!
This is my life.
You're literally Cinderella.
Hello, welcome to the Cindy Show. I'm Rosie.
And I'm Lily.
Today we're reviewing the 2018 Not Cinderella's Type, starring Paris Warner and Tim Flynn. This is a romantic teen drama about a young woman named Indy, short for Cindy. And she lives with her relatives because her mother passed away when she was young. And her life gets pretty complicated when she has this pet cat that her mom gave before she died, and the popular high school boy accidentally kills the cat by running over it.
Look who it is. It's the boy who killed your cat.
He's trying to earn her forgiveness and make it up to her. And then she finds out that her best friend, who is a boy that she goes to school with, thinks that they're dating.
And he told you he wants to date you.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I guess I'll just have to step up my game.
It gets complicated. And the more time she spends with these guys, she has to basically decide who she wants to be with, and she's not sure. And despite this horrible accident with Bryant killing her cat, they actually develop a pretty strong friendship, which not only starts their potential romantic friendship, but he kind of reveals to her by him finding out that she isn't being treated well by her relatives. In fact, she's being abused emotionally by them. So there's some pretty strong messages in this movie, which is surprising because the acting wasn't amazing.
Yeah, so the acting was not great, but the message of this film was very strong. This is like a real life film. They didn't sugarcoat anything. They just really highlight the emotional abuse that the Cinderella figure goes through, which that's kind of glossed over in most of the movies. Like, it's just the common trope that she's treated poorly by her stepfamily or the family that she's with. And but yeah, it's just very highlighted that, okay, this is emotional abuse. And so Bryant starts to realize that, and his dad is like a social worker or something like that.
Yeah, he's like a counselor.
Yeah, and so he brings it up to his dad, and his dad's like, yeah, that's not okay. And in the movie, Indy ends up leaving the situation and going to Bryant's house with his dad.
Which is rare. There aren't many Cinderella movies where the Cinderella figure just leaves. And of course, in all the movies, she ends up being with the guy, and they leave. But in this one, Indy leaves before she is in a romantic relationship with Bryant. The only movies I can think of, Cinderella movies, that they do that is Sam in the 2004 A Cinderella Story. She leaves her stepfamily. And then Brandy's Cinderella in the 1997 Rodgers and Hammerstein's. She, at the very end, she is actually leaving her stepfamily before the prince comes. But that's rare. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't, people, like, emotional abuse is just as harmful, sometimes even more harmful than physical abuse, but there aren't any marks to show. So often people are kind of lulled into this habit of just taking it, like Indy is. And it takes Bryant really coming into her life and seeing the things that are happening and asking her questions and making her question what's happening to her. And she stands up for herself, which is beautiful.
Let's get you home, Cinderella.
Okay, but I'm not Cinderella.
Hey, I don't know if you've noticed, but your cousins and your aunt play their parts to a T.
Yeah, the friendships. So, Rosie, you mentioned that Indy has to kind of choose between her friend who thinks they're dating and then Bryant who wants to be in a relationship with her too.
Maxton.
Yeah, but the whole thing is very wholesome. Like, Bryant is very patient, and he actually suggests, hey, you should get to know Maxton and like see where that leads. And so they actually go on a date. Indy and Maxton go on a date, and then she goes to his soccer game, and so they are, you know, Bryant encourages that they do that, and which is so wholesome. Like, you know, he's not trying to push, you know, hey, we should be in a relationship, you know, and so that's really cool to see. Just how that is done.
Yeah, it's so healthy. Like,
Yeah.
there's no toxic triangle, which is really common in teen romance movies. And even at the end, when she does pick to be with Bryant because he's been there for her, and she tells Maxton, her best friend, he's so kind about it.
Yeah.
They still agree, like, we are still gonna be best friends. There's so many healthy choices.
Yeah. There's no big dramatic blow-ups. Like,
Yeah.
how could you do this?
No
Like,
misunderstanding.
Yeah, usually in movies, Cinderella movies, you know, Hallmark movies, where there's a romance involved, usually there's a big blow-up at the end where there's huge misunderstandings and all this, and you know, so there wasn't that. There was a lot of just compassion and just, you know, healthy.
Yeah. And I liked that Indy doesn't fall for Bryant immediately.
You're not my type. End of story.
Yes. In
That,
so many, usually it's like a kind of a love at first sight kind of a thing where bam, I'm in love.
or very quickly.
Yes, very quickly. But she doesn't like it because he just ran over her cat.
I'm so sorry.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
You just killed her cat.
Murdering. You murdered my cat.
That
Yeah,
her dead mom
Which
gave
at
her.
the very beginning of the movie, you're like, oh, like, oh, this is
Yeah,
bad.
you hate him for her.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So-
he keeps trying to push because he feels really bad about it. And it isn't until the very end, till after he helps her get out of the bad situation with her relatives, that she chooses him. And it isn't until the very end, which
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's what, like, romance, like, you have to get to know someone, and for Indy, she sees that Bryant is going to be there for her because he demonstrates that over and over
Yeah.
and over. And you want to see that they're going to be there for you before you decide that that is the person you want to be with.
Yeah, it should take time for trust. There's got to be time for trust to be formed. And in most Cinderella movies, there's no time for trust to form. It's
Yeah.
just bam, I'm in love.
Yeah, which that's fun. Like, it's a fairy tale. It's supposed to be fun. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be romantic. And this one still had its fun moments, but it was just so real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the acting amazing?
No.
But we didn't expect it to be.
Yeah.
The budget's pretty low. This was pretty similar to Midnight Masquerade and Ella Modern Cinderella Tale. Budget-wise and kind of film-wise too, where there's no magic. But the message is what really set this apart.
Yeah.
It was incredibly deep, shockingly deep.
Yeah.
I was like, at several moments, I was tearing up actually. Hit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this is definitely a hard hitter. It goes much deeper than most Cinderella movies will ever go, by hitting the true realities of emotional abuse.
Yeah, and the need for friendships, and just the message that if you see things going on, don't wait for someone else to step in. You step in.
Yeah.
Because often that person, that victim, doesn't even realize it. They may not even realize what is happening is so wrong.
Yeah.
So what were we gonna rate this one, Lily?
Yeah, so we were thinking about a 6, but then we decided to do a 6.5 just because of the strong message that's in this. So yeah, the acting isn't great and the budget is kind of low, but because of the amazing message that this comes with about emotional abuse and how it should be addressed, we decided to give it a 6.5. So yeah, this is a good film.
Yeah, definitely a hidden gem. I hadn't seen it before, so it was someone actually recommended that we review it, which is why we're doing it today, and I'm very glad they did, because yeah, it was really good. I ended the movie feeling, I don't know, really happy actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a very good ending. It all resolves, and it's a good resolve.
Yeah. Yeah, keep letting us know what Cinderella movie adaptations you want us to review. We like hearing from you. And if you don't agree, if you think this video should have gotten a higher score or a lower score, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, we wanna hear from you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.